What's it like this week knowing that Kevin is going to start instead of, maybe thinking he might against North Texas?
Yeah, it's one of those deals. You see Kevin throughout the last year and a half. You see him in spots, right, coming in to win games last year and at the end of this year against Rice. And you're like, okay, hey, you see a small little glimpse of it. And now you're like, okay, now here's the full gambit of what you're going to see. And so it's actually it's pretty neat for him. We're excited for him. He's got a big time arm. There's some throws he can make that you just stand back and wow and that kind of stuff. So just excited to see a small portion of him, right, come out for a full game.
How tough is it? Obviously, he's getting the shot because of the Preston injury to kind of manage that, being upset and disappointed for Preston, but also really excited and hyping Kevin up too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're extremely disappointed for Preston and all the hard work that he put in to get us to this point the last 2 years. And so, we are excited for Kevin to get the opportunity. Obviously, we wish it was under different circumstances, but Preston has done a good job. He's been in some of the meetings this week before he had his medical stuff go through this week, and so we are excited for Kevin. It's a big shot for him to show what he can do. But obviously, we're thinking about Preston as we're doing it.
Before the season, you talked about the health of the quarterback room, just from a standpoint of like how close they are.
Yeah.
How important is that when something like this happens, where kind of a gut-wrenching type of injury in the moment, and now somebody else gets their start because of it in a huge game?
Yeah, I think it goes all the way back to last year. I mean, if you think about the quarterbacks that Kevin's been around, I mean, some of the great ones we've had here, right? Tanner Mordecai, a really, really great quarterback for here. Preston Stone, and then we added De'Ara King into our coaching staff. So you talk about 3 guys that have done it at a high level. He's been around that for the last 2 years. He's been sitting there waiting. He's been watching tape. He's been doing all the things that prepare to be the starting quarterback. He just hadn't had his opportunity to do it for a full length time in a game. And so, you're seeing the fruits of all the labor that he's put into this deal. And so you're seeing it today in practice for sure.
You said you've seen glimpses of his excellence at the end of games this season. How would you describe Kevin's game?
He is a gunslinger. The dude can absolutely spin the ball. You guys have known that. You guys have watched him around the area when he was in high school. I mean, he can absolutely spin it, and so he can throw the ball down the field vertically. He can make a lot of deep throws, that kind of stuff. He can get the ball out of his hands quick, that kind of deal. So for him, it's just going to be getting used to the speed of the game for the full length of the game for him.
When we talked to him, maybe he just seems calm. He was calm when we talked to him a couple of weeks back. Is that surprising at all that player's never made a start in his life? He's about to make his first collegiate start in his life. He's about to make it in the AAC Championship Game. It just seems like a normal week for him.
If you would ask me that question last year before the Tulsa game, I would have been like, oh man, what are we going to get? All this kind of stuff. At the halftime of the Tulsa game, I've never seen a guy more calm and cool and collected. And he was just like, I'm good. I want to run this, this, and this. He goes out the first drive. He actually audibles to a go ball, which you're like, as a true freshman, you're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Throws it. It's one of those deals on the headset. What's he doing? And then he throws it. You're like, oh my gosh, great throw and catch. But he has that kind of stuff in him. We know that. We've seen that since that day. And so, I mean, he came back in Memphis, guys, last year, and we won the game because of that. Rice, obviously, this year. So, I mean, he's got that in him. He's calm, cool, and collected, like you said. He's a joy to be around. I think you guys see that up here interviewing him. He's got an appearance about him, like where he's like, I got confidence. I can sling the ball. I can do this. And obviously, playing in the state championship in the state of Texas matters, right? He's done that he's done that. So it'd be exciting to see.
You'll get that view of him from up top in the booth. Is there going to be any of you trying not to pull back on him too much, but also kind of keep him, like you said, he likes to improvise a little bit, let him be Kevin, but also within the offense, how do you kind of maybe call down adjustments for guys on that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, we're going to let him be him. He's going to be him. Our quarterbacks are at the best when they do what they do, right? We're not going to restrict him to do that kind of stuff. Say, hey, you can't do this, can't do that. Go out and play. We're going to give you the tools. We're going to give you the options. You go play. You make adjustments on the field, right? And then come off the field, let's talk about what you saw, and then we can change it off of that. But we're not going to restrict him to doing that. We want him to go, let it rip. Nothing to lose right here.
You've known Red a long time. What did it mean for you to see him get that extension? And obviously it should mean some good things for you guys as well, just as a staff.
Yeah, being here and when we first got here in 2018 to where we are now and to what this thing is becoming here, and you see the extension and the commitment, it's pretty exciting. It's one of those deals. It's been a long time coming, a long time building. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for our staff, our kids. I mean, we got great kids, and for them to get that kind of assurance, I mean, the excitement is really, really positive.